Hi, I'm Big Damn Chris.
I'm Big Damn Matt.
We've tried to start this 3 times, and each time the film has refused to play because it knows what we're about to suffer through.
A bit like Sony.
But we're not suffering alone, though, are we? We're not suffering alone. You're suffering with us. So line up your Amazing Spider-Man 2 DVD, digital download, VHS, Laserdisc, whatever, and get ready to play with us in 10, 9, 8, 7. If it's on your phone, just stick us in the corner of the screen. 3, 2, 1. Play. And the Sony logo is dawning.
Oh!
Like a nightmarish vision of hell.
I wish this wasn't happening.
In white Arial dark font.
I have to hold this controller for 2.5 hours.
You don't have to. You just put it
If I put it down, it's gonna touch the shoulder buttons, and
hang on. There you go.
I don't trust that.
We're currently watching this. Sony, as much as we're about to slag off this movie, we did enjoy Spider-Man Homecoming. We are big fans of the first 2 Raimi films, and we're watching this on a Sony console. So please don't be too harsh when you come to take down the video. Inevitably, because they'll probably just see commentary and assume that it's visual. Marvel logo there. Oh god, this was 2014. So over at the Disney camp, we got The Winter Soldier, best Marvel movie ever. I'll fight you. Guardians of the Galaxy, second best Marvel MCU movie ever. I'll fight you.
Oh, clocks, watches.
Yeah,
It's a watch.
I wonder why we saw all those cogs and gears.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's going to be a motif.
Are you sure you want to delete this movie? Yes. Yes.
I think that, now this is cruel. Technically, that's animal death porn.
No spiders were harmed in the making of this movie.
Because no spiders accepted the role of Spider.
Couldn't get him.
They were just like, do you know what? I saw the first film. I don't want to be in this.
It's Richard Parker. It's a flashback.
Richard Parker.
No, don't.
Are we watching Life of Pi?
No, we're not
That'd be
watching
so much better.
If only we were watching Life of Pi.
Oh gosh.
Watching Richard Parker destroy his life's work. Because that's the bag.
Oh yeah, the bag. Oh god,
that bag.
See, I'm a Spider-Man fan, Matt. I don't know if you know this.
I'm a Spider-Man fan. I'm a Spider fan.
Big Spider-Man thing. A big part of that mythology I've always wanted to see is the bag.
Oh, yeah, the bag is.
I love the bag.
People will say he's a monster.
You know what's weird? He sounds like Jigsaw Light.
He does sound like Jigsaw Light. Diet Jigsaw.
People will say I'm a monster.
Jigsaw Zero.
Peter, I want to play a game. Inside this room are a bunch of dead spiders. You have to walk barefoot across them to find out the secrets of hope. I mean, now they're just sort of using footage from the first one. Like, these are shots from the first one. Because, look, there's de-aged Martin Sheen.
They're not bringing Martin Sheen back.
In this movie. Right, we have to go. I will give him this. Storytelling, framework-wise, it's kind of cool that we're sort of getting a cut-down repeat of the opening of the first movie, and then we see what happens next, like this plane.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we've already seen it. Oh, wait, a bit more of the mystery being unravelled. Mince. Which probably means that the third one will be the same. Uploading it to Roosevelt, what's that all about?
Franklin D. Roosevelt, umpteenth president of the United States.
The umpteenth states.
I don't know when he was president. Like,
life is over, Mary Parker.
I think he just did. I think he just did. You just left him with his aunt and uncle.
His elderly aunt and uncle. Obviously, like with recent.
Well, they're not elderly yet.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying like Richard Parker here is sort of shown as
Silver
an older
Fox,
man.
isn't it?
Well, is he, or is he old? Are they trying to make the age gap of Aunt May and Uncle Ben sort of a little more believable?
I don't understand the Aunt May and Uncle Ben.
I don't understand many things. I think we're all just a bit frazzled because now Marissa Tomei's Aunt May and
I was frazzled. I've seen Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, so I've seen Marissa Tomei in various.
He'd give us some sticky white rice on the house. The house is her face.
Don't make any assumptions about my character like that again. Oh!
I mean, they're correct, right? They're correct assumptions.
Who's flying the plane?
Oh!
It's an autopilot. It's a plane. Planes can fly themselves pretty much.
Movies and only movies. Oh my god. She's locked in there with an unflushable toilet and a floater. No, she's used it to lubricate the handle and has smashed her way through.
Yep, that's how she does it.
That's how Mary Parker will be remembered. Lady who smears fecal matter on the lock.
Nope.
Oh, God. So, we've done a podcast about these movies, but just for the sake of the kids at home, what's your history with The Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2 is...
What know you? Tell me, Don Miguel. Tell me.
Spider-Man
El
2
Diablo.
is a fucking mess.
Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man 2 is a majestic beast.
Amazing Spider-Man... The Amazing Spider-Man 2
Is anything but.
is a fucking mess. As we will see.
It's a cinematic crash. Did you see it on release or like?
I saw it on release in the cinema. I quite enjoyed it at the time. And then as soon as I came out of the cinema and actually started thinking about what I'd seen, I was like, ugh. And then I hadn't watched it again until just before this for preparation.
I was delirious for a couple of days after the film. I thought I'd watched a really enjoyable Spider-Man movie.
I know, right?
Yeah, and I think it was just because it got to the point where, like, the Raimi movies are wonderful, but just plonk of choice, wife beat her.
You call it that again, I'll beat you.
Well, I'm your wife. Oh, shit. I think it's because the Raimi movies, as wonderful as they are, the Raimi movies try to do that thing of being realistic. Like, there's, like the Green Goblin is a flight suit with a tribal mask that he includes. Doc Ock's arms are like, they spend ages going like, and this is how they work, and this is why they work the way they work.
And it's really not important.
And they're sort of designed to look more like mechanical equipment rather than sci-fi, fantasy tentacles.
But they're really
which is why it didn't do very well in Japan. But yeah, and then the third movie delves into the sci-fi a bit more, the fantasy side of sci-fi a bit more with Sandman and Venom.
See, I should be caring about everything that's happening here, and I really don't.
Well, what's going to happen to his Sony Vaio laptop? That's my main worry. Oh, funeral bell. Just one funeral bell. And then a logo.
Triumphant theme.
After the death of two very old people.
He fell out of the plane as well!
In a fecal-filled plane. A plane full of feces. Oh, God. So, I was delirious for a couple of days. I think it was because of, like, Electro. We were watching a film with Electro in it. And the Rhino was going to be in it somewhere. And the Sandman. And a Page... Not Sandman, sorry. I'm talking about the third one. Green Goblin, Harry Osborn Green Goblin. I was like, oh my God. And a comic accurate costume. And I was like, oh my God, this is exciting as balls, son. I wonder which villain we're about to see now. I hope he shouts his name out. Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
We all know who he is.
AKA the easiest paycheck Paul Giamatti has ever made.
I don't know. Probably spent a while in makeup for that head tattoo.
Yeah, because he got there and he was like, well, I'm not in a rhino suit, so what the hell am I meant to do? Give me a tattoo. That'll be fun. And can I play it like a pantomime villain?
Everyone else did.
But I think that's why I was excited about it, because I was like, oh my God, like, we've got to the point now where they're going a bit more fantastical. They're like, we've got a man made of electricity, we've got, rhino. Sure, it's a mech suit, but still, it's like a mech suit designed like a rhino.
I mean, that's Ultimate version was a mech suit, so...
Yeah. Which wasn't revealed to be a mech suit until the video game. And then it was canon after that. Because until then, it just looked like it could be a giant guy in a suit of armour. And then the thingy one, you find out it's literally, there's a compartment in the stomach and a weedy dude inside it controlling it. Now it's weird. This movie actually ups the quip quota during the fight. That is the worst opening quip ever.
Yeah.
Also, he could have hit someone with that machine gun.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck. Oh, here he comes. Jim Carrey as Aldrich Killian. Oh my God, maybe that's what it is. Maybe maybe there's a contract with all the cast members of In Living Colour. they have to all at least once play a really terrible nerd stereotype in a movie.
Oh, it's Guy Pearce. Was Guy Pearce in Living Colour?
No, but Jim Carrey was. He was the token white guy in the cast. And he played Edward Nygma like that, although a bit more Jim Carrey-ish in Batman Forever. And then Guy Pearce played Aldrich Killian at the start of Batman 3, exactly like that. But looking more like Edward Nygma. It's weird.
I do like the way Spider-Man interacts with people in this.
Yeah. I just realised his head can't really be shaved. There was just the way the light caught his bald patch then it was a ball cap. It's a bold choice because Jamie Foxx is a handsome man. It does take a lot to make him look less like a handsome man.
It does. But, they threw a lot at this movie. They threw a lot of everything at this movie.
God.
They threw a lot of cars at this movie.
Now, if you're watching this, you should already be, I presume, 16 or over. But this is a little extra note for our 18 and over viewers, and also your good self, sir. You're only 15, but I'll let you off the hook this time.
Okay.
Because I'm your dad, so I can let you do this.
He is my dad.
We've got Plonk, and I'm introducing the Amazing Spider-Man 2 drinking game. Now, we can introduce rules as we go on if we fancy adding them. But the first basic rule, because obviously this movie starts out with a basic premise.
Yeah, but I've just been drinking.
It throws everything at the wall.
I've just been drinking.
Yeah.
So I can't drink.
Yeah, you can. Drink as much as you want, but take a definite swig every time Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker, so not as Spider-Man, as Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield chooses to not say a line of dialogue and instead stammer.
I'll make a weird facial expression.
Yeah. Now, the criteria for this is he can't finish the sentence he starts. And we're watching this with the subtitles on. We've got buds in, but we're watching the subtitles on. If the subtitles stammer, you have to take a sip as well.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm interested to see if the subtitle people have chimed in.
There we go, that's the first one.
Does it count? I mean, he's seeing Ghost Dennis Leary.
It counts. Ghost Dennis Leary.
I wonder, did they think... Again, I'm just going to say it. There's some crap aping of the Raimi movies in here. Is that why he sees a ghost? Is it meant to be sort of like an Osborn ghost that Harry sees kind of thing? Because I know it's meant to just be a representation of his guilt for breaking his promise. But it's done in that way of like, sinister. Like, Dennis Leary hasn't been told to just sort of be there. He's been told to scowl and look very angry. No, actually, his look can be described as, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed.
I think that's exactly right.
They've just gone, well, there's ghosts in Spider-Man, right? Because
I don't think they've done that.
Uncle Ben was a ghost,
but
right?
I think they have just...
That's quite funny. That is quite funny. Four years? High school only 4 years in the States.
Well, you have elementary school, you have junior high, and then you have high school.
Right. Why does junior high get shafted and not get its own name? Oh my god, Reese's product placement. Right, sip every time you see blatant product placement.
There we go.
That was a floating slow-mo Reese's cups. Daily Bugle, product No, that doesn't count.
Not a real product. We're going to need another bottle.
You've got one by your feet, haven't you?
This is my second bottle.
Hey!
I'm already on my second bottle.
I just saw a guy with a forehead bigger than God. God's not dead. He's a forehead.
God's not dead.
Oh, lordy. Spider-Man The Matrix. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it now. Spider-Sense or not, he wouldn't be able to avoid the shots of an Uzi. That's a little bit...
I know, I've just been reading some Dan Slott Spider-Man and that's kind of exactly the case.
But like in the middle of the
Because when he
stream of
loses his
bullets,
Spider-Sense, he has to build an armoured suit because he can't dodge bullets anymore.
the way he takes him out is quite funny though.
Yeah.
Webs, gun in the air, dunk.
It's very Spider-Man. It's very comic Spider-Man.
Are there any Easter eggs here in the names? I wonder why there's a long shot of Stan Lee.
There's one Easter egg.
Bo Parisi.
Oh, we left the mask on.
oh, look at him all cocky. This is why I dislike Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, and I think it's the script he was given, not necessarily his take. But his Peter's just a cocky little shit. That's not Peter Parker. He gets a bit of cocky little shittiness about him when he first becomes Spider-Man, and then the loss of Uncle Ben's what makes him go, oh god, like I was being so selfish. And then it doesn't happen again until he, disco dances down the street, tango this. But
that's so bad.
Now tango this.
I do like Sally Field. I mean, it's hard not to like Sally Field, to be fair.
She's lovely. She's so wasted.
She
Or at
is
least
so
she must have
wasted.
been to get through the...
Hey!
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Now, is that T-shirt a product placement for Thrasher magazine, or is it just a skating reference?
It's a crap.
It's not the
skating
Thrasher
reference.
logo. It looks like it's homemade, so...
The older Stacy boy. It's a Draco Malfoy stunt double, apparently.
The eldest Stacy. Product placement for cheese.
You just want a drink, don't you?
Also Sony camera.
I'm just going to be over here talking to no one because my husband's dead.
Yeah, who does she know there? She's going to talk to Stan Lee. For Sony Vio phone. Sony Xperia phone.
And also, what a really weird choice for the newspaper to make. We're going to get a photo from the things, breaking news, and we're going to make a newspaper front page graphic for the photo for the article.
Visual shorthand. For the stupid audience.
Because you are stupid, aren't you?
Sony does not respect its audience.
You're stupid, aren't you?
Sony thinks you're stupid.
Oh, God.
Join us.
Join us, Peter, with the Ghost Dad.
Join Ghost Dad.
Hello,
What if
I'm
this was-
Dennis Leary.
There he is, there's the Ghost Dad.
Disembodied head floating ground.
What if it was The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Ghost Dad 2, Dennis Leary's dead.
God's not dead.
God's...
Dennis Leary's colon.
Dennis Leary's...
Dennis Leary, the non-twatty James Woods.
But, Dennis Leary, though. Are you sure?
Have you ever read James Wood's Twitter for more
Oh,
than 2
yeah,
seconds?
but I'm not sure Dennis Leary's any better. I mean, he's made a career out of being a stand-up comedian who just rants about hating everything.
Yeah, but that's an act.
Is it, though?
James Woods actually hates everything good, decent, and
Peter, what
democratic.
is it? Why wouldn't you come in the restaurant?
Hang on. They're having a conversation.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
My father is the nut.
You can see him too?
Oh, shit!
No,
Oh, I can't dash.
I-
Subtitles are right in the stammer. I'll count that as an interruption.
No, I can't have an interruption.
She didn't interrupt, but she filled in. Such an odd choice for a sequel. Because I believe that all films should... Like, even if it's part... Unless it says part 2 in a title.
I think that's implied by the 2, though.
Oh, no. Like, I mean, like, part 2, or it's, part 2 of a trilogy, or it's an adaptation.
But this
or
was
something.
supposed to be part 2 of a trilogy.
No, it was meant to be part 2 of a cinematic universe that they haven't planned. But, like, all films, especially blockbusters, should be graspable quite easily. Like, you should watch the first 10 minutes and be like, even if you've not seen the previous one, go, alright, I get the gist. I get the gist of what's happening. This is such an odd choice to make. Like, yes, it's a story beat from the end of the first one, but the very end of the first movie was, I'm gonna screw over your dead dad and put my willy in you. I can't wait for that! Yay! That was basically the end of the first movie. And now, 10 minutes into the second one, let's call it a day. I'm not sure about this. I feel guilty now. It's like, what? So, I don't know. It's just weird. It's like it's been written by people who don't quite understand how story structure works. It should be something that haunts him later in this film.
He's done this to her again and again.
Oh God, that implies that this has happened a lot.
Yeah.
I drink your milkshake. I break up with you. God, massive panda eyes.
But again, I don't care about any of this.
Oh.
It's a GAT-rated restaurant, though.
It is a GAT-rated. Was that promotion? No.
Yeah, it's product placement.
Well, I took a sip. I'll consider it. How are you doing, by the way?
You good?
You could be watching any other film right now.
Emma Stone, though. She's pretty, right?
Yeah.
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 There is that.
Bit obnoxious in this, though.
Everyone's a bit obnoxious in this.
Yeah.
It's an obnoxious film.
I'm a very weird person. I can find people visually attractive, but if they're a bit obnoxious, it puts me off almost immediately. That's why I could never go out with myself. Because, hot damn, am I a hot piece of ass?
But hot damn is the obnoxious.
That's very true. But it's odd because their chemistry's so natural and fun to watch in the first one. And they fell in love over the course of the making of that movie in real life. At this point, they're a couple.
Love this.
This is really cool.
Again, every time Peter, Spider-Man interacts with people, it's really cool.
Once again, Andrew Garfield, not a fan of his Peter Parker, and I don't think it's because of his decisions. But I'll be damned if I say I don't like his Spider-Man. His Spidey's great. His Spidey is funky.
I wish Andrew Garfield had been in a better movie because I do really like Andrew Garfield, even if he has been queerbaiting.
Yeah. I want to see these adventures. Like, what was all the tar? Why has he got a giant fish? Why is he covered in feathers? Vulture confirmed? Probably. Oh. Now, this is weird, because that's Jamie Foxx, and they said Max, but I don't think you'd notice that on a rewatch of the movie. I sure as hell didn't notice that the first time.
I noticed it the first time.
I believe you. I'm Spider-Man.
I love that. Oh, they sort of skirt around. Bounty. I love they sort of skirt around the Daily Bugle thing.
Yeah.
They have the Daily Bugle appear, and they have him. Oh, we'll see later. The ghost of Jonah Jameson appears, but
the
product placement for fire. No, okay.
No, not
fire. Do people want fire that can be installed nasally?
I mean, it will take you to burn.
Stop stalking your ex, Peter.
Creepy sod. Product placement for whatever the name of that place was. Nah, it's not gonna.
Can I come in?
The final. Oh yeah, she's studying for basic nursing skills, isn't she?
No, I don't think he knows that though. No, his final's at 9, so it must be college stuff.
Actually, this doesn't make any sense. What's going on?
No.
Your final's at 9, so you've got to go to your final, and you've also got to take my car into the shop. What? I wonder if that's just their natural photos, by the way. The photos of
their actual
Garfield, Emma Stone,
maybe,
smooching.
I don't know.
Does she really believe the chimney excuse?
I feel like it's implied in this that she knows he's Spider-Man.
If not Spider-Man, he's up to something,
Yeah.
and she's fine with it because at least he's home.
They
and
have
safe.
a conversation later on, which I'll point out when we get to it, where I'm like, she's basically saying that I know you're Spider-Man.
Oh, don't you love it when you can recollect memories of you looking at yourself?
So much lens bloom as well. I don't know about you, but all my memories have lens bloom in them.
All of my memories are directed by 2009 J.J. Abrams. And 2011 J.J. Abrams. That's creepy. It's like a little sacrificial Spider-Man doll.
Like, they did just watch Batman Forever this, didn't they?
Yeah. Because Enigma had obviously a massive Bruce Wayne obsession, but
Yeah.
at home he also had this weird shrine to puzzles.
Yeah.
It's sort of like they've just done that. I mean, look at that.
Puzzler! I like Batman Forever. We should do Batman Forever one of these.
We should. I enjoy Batman Forever. It is dumb, but I have fun with it. This is right. This is weird.
I like. I
like
see
the
what
idea.
they're going
I like the
for.
idea of a villain being obsessed with him. But when we were rewatching this the other day, oh look, oh there's the Simply Smart product placement.
Simply Smart.
Look, losers, fucking nerds. There's the Electro costume reference.
There's his costume. There's his colours.
His mum's in the other room. It's only a deleted scene there.
Yeah.
But I think you can kind of see her there,
It's dark.
propped up. That's her propped up, I think.
I like it a lot, Max. Now kiss me.
Do you know what Jamie Foxx is doing? He's playing a character in a pre-Iron Man age superhero movie.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
I feel like there's a sort of sexual undertone to Jamie Foxx's obsession, particularly in that scene. You know the way he goes, "I like it a lot, Max."
Yeah.
Feels a bit sexual. A bit
You could do something. We were
Yeah.
talking the other day about how like Electro shouldn't be a baddie. Like he should.
Well, no, he should.
He
But
should-
if
no,
you're
no,
gonna
but
go,
he
if you're gonna do
should-
it this way, then
He should
should.
feel pressured
Yeah.
into like Robin or whatever, or like
Yeah.
like you should bring the sick mum story back that's in the deleted scenes, and have it so that he feels like he really needs to provide for the family, and then he gets a taste for bank robbing and heisting stuff, and he starts to figure out how he can tap into ATMs and things like that, and then Spidey confronts him, and then have their first encounter be like, Spidey's like, "Whoa, like robbing banks," and he's like, "Oh my god, Spider-Man! I'm like your biggest fan. Like we met once. Do you remember?" And oh my god, I'm the supervillain!
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is so cool! And have it be more a delusion of like, oh my god, your life is so adventurous and incredible.
I'd go with that.
That'd be fun. And then you could have him do the heel turn at the end, have another villain plot or whatever, and then Electro at the end.
Blue and red.
Yeah. American flag.
That's the big one.
Yeah. The subtitles have given up trying to like accurately say what they're saying.
It's also we've also given up the drinking game because it's ridiculous.
But it's like if he was just like obsessed with like Spider-Man was the embodiment of the sort of cool action that he liked, for example, like the cops and robbers and that sort of stuff, then that'd make sense because he sort of gets into it. But instead, he's obsessed with Spider-Man, possibly sexually, as you pointed out.
Yeah, there's something about that line. Just yeah.
I like it a lot, man.
Why is there a weird CGI woman?
That's a very good point. It's sort of like they've gone.
But she's got a acronymed name. She's Kari, Kari. So presumably it's something to do with the computer system that runs the building. But why? I don't know.
BJ Novak as Waste of Time.
Alistair Smythe. Almost they were setting up for a future movie that they never got.
Yeah.
So let's take a drink.
Well, they're doing what they did with Irfan Khan in the last one. New rule: take a drink every time they're clearly sequel baiting.
New rule: take a drink every time. How does he know he's a Leo when nobody knows who Spider-Man is?
That doesn't even. I hadn't even noticed that was the line before.
How does he know he's a Leo?
But that's the thing. You could play with the idea that Max is genuinely unhinged,
And he,
but
yeah,
that wasn't scary. That was stupid.
it was weird.
So it doesn't sell that he's a dangerous man. It just makes him look like a comedy. He looks like he's an in living colour character. That's what he is. He's a sketch show character.
Oh. Pretty girl. Pretty girl.
Oh, friends. So it's like he's making a whole thing of, socially he's like, I just want to say that, I want to make it appear like I've got loads of friends and all this and the other.
Yeah.
When, like, he's right in the middle of a social interaction that's going quite well, because he's being open and friendly.
Yeah.
And he's still like, no, like, we can't talk to each other. Oh, isn't Spider-Man great? It's like, hang on. I think they needed to choose what his psychological ailment is, and they couldn't pick it. Is he just comedy forgetful and a bit shy? Like, is he comedy nerd? Or is he schizophrenic with violent tendencies?
Is he autistic?
Is he autistic? Is he, I don't know, like, is he just... Does he have massive social anxiety?
It's just the kind of problem that movies get with characters like that, where he's just got he's clearly got some sort of ambiguous disorder, but they never really treat it with any respect or any depth.
Yeah.
So it just becomes a plot device, and then it's quickly forgotten later on.
Because, like, again, you could play into that sort of stuff with him just being... Like, the superhero thing's just, like, the thing he's fascinated by. Like, he grew up reading comic books and all this, and Spidey's the living embodiment of it. So when he does start doing villainous stuff, he's not doing it maliciously, he's doing it because he's like, oh my god, I'm the baddie! This is so cool! Like, I'm the villain! Let's fight! Oh god, did that hurt? I'm so... Do you know what I mean? Like, you could really play into that, and that'd be interesting. That'd be a little closer to... did you ever see the MTV Spidey's take on Electro?
No.
He was one of the few villains that they did from the comics. I think it was Electro and Craven were like the only ones who appeared in the... And Kingpin, played by Michael Clark Duncan.
Put a pin in that, though, because... Why? Why did they do this?
Hello, I'm Chris Cooper. I like to think this is an alternate timeline version of the character he played in The Muppets. As he dies, he holds it to Harry's hand with his little clawed, little taloned fingers and just goes, maniacal laugh. Maniacal laugh. And over in the corner, you've got Uncle Deadly and the big bear.
Scotch for your 16th birthday. Oof.
Oh, God. With compliments, Norman Osborn. So, Dane DeHaan. Dane DeHaan can be a pretty damn good actor.
Yeah, he can be great. He can be absolutely great.
I hate to sound like a living cliche, or you know,
you
or
sound like a
Collider,
cliche
but
literally all the time.
my favourite Dane DeHaan performance so far is what's it? Chronicle.
Yeah.
Like that's a perfect portrayal of somebody starting to like having a bit of a psychological thing happening and it blooming and getting worse as the story goes on. In this, I don't know what the hell he's choosing to do. And it's not like he had a tough act to follow. He had James Franco to follow.
Hey. James Franco
Yes.
is so good.
I know you did that for a joke, but it still made me feel a bit queasy.
It is, though.
Hey, how's the pie, James? What does he smell like, Franco?
So good. What does he smell like? Well, on the evidence of Alien Covenant, he smells a bit charred.
Barbecue beef. So he's green, with purple around his eyes. They're obviously going, Green Goblin, rah, rah, rah. Why? Why is Norman Osborn's story in this movie, forgetting that there was a deleted scene setting up a sequel, why is Norman Osborn in this movie a diseased old man with claw hands who reveals to his son that it's going to happen to you as well? This is weird. Like, he's mocking him, but he's giving him the research saying, here you go, you might kill yourself. It's such an odd choice for various reasons. I understand not wanting to do the Norman Osborn Green Goblin straight away. Oh,
I don't.
Look, there's Jameson. I can understand not wanting to do it straight away because Willem Dafoe was such, you know, Sony Vio.
And Google and Gmail.
Oh, look, there's Jameson. This is how we get around trying to cast a role that was perfectly done the last time. I can understand trying to get around doing the Green Goblin, not avoiding doing the Green Goblin immediately, especially Norman Osborn. I get that. It's something that you should work up to. Like at Homecoming and was it the MCU of recently, Kevin Feige said like Goblin's really not on their agenda, which makes me sad. Because Goblin would make a great, like, third Spidey movie villain. Or bring Osborn in the style of the 2000s.
Yeah.
So, like, Green Goblin on the side, businessman who's doing a shit ton of terrible stuff alongside it. You know, make him an Avengers villain. Like, you know, the guy who takes over S.H.I.E.L.D., do that stuff. That'd be great. They just happen to have a picture on hand of him looking sad. So it seems really odd that they're like, our take on Norman Osborn is a sickly old dying man.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Work up to him. Like, in the first movie, you sow the seed quite nicely. If you remember the first Amazing
And a
Spider-Man.
British woman calling from the Oxford Scholars Programme.
Going from Oxford, but don't mean America.
You were saying, the first Spider-Man.
In the first Amazing Spider-Man, they do a really nice job of setting Osborn up. Irfan Khan's character mentions a few times that Connors' research is basically being pushed towards human trials sooner because Mr. Osborn needs results. And then they mention how, like, his health depends on it, and Connors is like, well, no, he has to wait, and he's like, he doesn't have long, you need to hurry up, and all this. So they make a point of saying, like, Osborn's out there, like, obviously they're working at Oscorp, and he's not well, he's sick. That's a great idea. It's like, okay, alright, I wonder where this is going. Why reveal him in the first half hour of the sequel and then kill him off? You could orchestrate all this so this doesn't happen by accident. You could make it so that this happens because, like, they know that the electro stuff, like, might help, the electromagnetic stuff might help, and they need a human trial, but they have to stage it because there's no way they can get away with it legally, so they have to force an accident, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Just something like that, where it's like they force this accident to happen, so they can get results.
Which I think,
and then they chuck him, in the, the disposal chute or whatever as a charred up carcass, and they're like, right, we'll just have to cover it up. And that's when he comes back to life, and his initial thought is, oh my god, I've got superpowers, and he goes off and does all that stuff. And it's by the end of the film you can bring, like, the Osborns into it a bit. Not a goblin, but Harry, and tie it in a little. So that it becomes that he does the heel turn at the end and helps he heel turns and helps Spidey out because he's like, oh my god, like, they did this to me.
Yeah.
They tried to, they could have killed me. Oh my god. So he helps him out, you know what I mean? Because in the MTV Spider-Man...
He fixed his teeth!
Oh, and the only reason they're doing this is because they want to say, look, one of the eels bites him.
Yeah.
So it's like the spider bite.
Because do eels have venom?
No, but Avi Arad has a hard-on for it.
Why didn't they do the eel?
Yeah.
Famous Marvel supervillain, the eel, whose power was to be slippery, like an eel, so you couldn't grab onto him.
What about the Amazing Frogman?
I do like Frogman.
So what they're saying, they got rid of all of Connor's research and stuff.
Apart from the giant fucking electric eels which get to this place.
So in MTV, Electro is like a college kid who's sort of really screwed around. He gets his powers by accident during a frat party, like humiliation. So it becomes this thing of he's definitely a very sympathetic figure. And, like, Spidey's really just trying to talk him around. He's like, Max, we need to get you help. This isn't right. Don't hurt people. And he just can't help himself. I think he's in 2 episodes of it. It's only 13 episodes long. It's worth a watch, the MTV show. Neil Patrick Harris as Spider-Man. It's pretty good.
We're not talking about the MTV show, Chris.
No, we're talking about
Spider-Man
Felicity
2.
Jones playing the role of... So should we get a name? What's your name, love? Felicia. Revealed in interviews at the time to be Felicia Hardy.
Oh, right, so we're going to go get to see her in, all dressed up in a cat suit doing some cat burgling.
Yeah,
She's got black nail polish,
with a bunch of tech, like, scraping into a window or into a safe. Meeting Spider-Man, like, introducing maybe a love triangle dynamic between Peter and Gwen and Felicia.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, hang on, let me just check the very tiny memo they sent us. No. That's not gonna happen. But maybe in a sequel, because she was put there to start the ball rolling on Amy Pascal, head of Sony's desired project, one of the spin-offs, Glass Ceiling, which was the working title for it. Which is a cheeky working title. It's obviously implying, let's break the glass ceiling, let's have female-led blockbusters. But here's the thing. You can help your gamble by making everybody care about the characters the film's going to be about. They do nothing with Felicia Hardy in this movie. She's a secretary for the Osbournes, and she apparently knows some of the stuff that Harry's not meant to know and lets him know later on, and that's it. And there's no consequences for that. You don't see the other employees trying to go after her or anything. Why? I don't know.
I'm in a meeting.
He's in a meeting. Oh, exposition, get it
Remember
out
all those references?
ASAP.
Remember all those references in the first Amazing Spider-Man to his old friend Harry, who moved away but really helped him get over the loss of his parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember all that all that foreshadowing they did.
You could have a little bonding moment there of him maybe saying we lost Ben last year or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if he really was his best friend, you could get an interesting reaction from Harry. And also, what a weird joke, like a unibrow insult when Andrew Garfield very clearly has separate eyebrows. My manservant holds the hairdryer and I work at the comb.
This scene's quite nice.
But it'd be better if we'd have seen a flashback to them as kids, maybe. Like, instead of opening this movie with a complete repeat of what happened last time, or even the plane sequence, instead of that, open it with Harry and Peter as kids. And maybe Harry leaving on the night in the flashback in number 1 where Richard Parker goes back to the office to find the windows broken into. Do you know what I mean? So have it so that in that flashback from the first one, Harry had just gone home after them having a play date. There you go. That's all you need.
That'd work.
And that'd make what just happened extra sweet. Because it'd be like, oh, they're seeing each other again for the first time in like 12 years. That's really cool. That's a question. There is a trend in this of him just repeating things twice.
Yeah.
Complicated, Peter? Is it complicated?
Also, we need to take a drink because it's
2 sentences stopped and were never finished. We drink in honour of those lost sentences. Mince.
What does that even mean?
Isn't that weird though? Because that's just happened so he can know Gwen exists.
Yeah.
It wasn't a natural bit of writing there at all.
They tried to sell it naturally in the performances, but
Some of the actors in this, not all of them, but some of the actors in this miniature franchise try so hard to make it work. They really do.
I think a lot of any problems that come with the people performances in this movie is you can just see them wrestling with the script. This bloated, messy script devoid of any emotional weight or tension or anything, but just it's full of stuff. Like loads of stuff happens, but I don't care about any of it. This is all the rest, buddy. This is all the rest, buddy.
Clearly
Does the
recorded
people
sound
watching
at
him-
different times.
Does the people watching him come up again?
No, I don't think so. Is that meant to be an implication that the other Oscorp boss, the bad guy of the movie,
I don't know.
is watching him, or is that meant to be an implication that even hanging out with his mate, he has to be under surveillance?
I don't know. Because I don't think it ever comes up again. I mean, we'll keep an eye on it, but
They give no fucks. Who was he? Yes, they're just looking over this now in the van. Why?
oh yeah, so they are following him. So yeah,
Guy was invisible, man. So why is he following Harry with high-tech van? Why?
because he's got to get him out because of the shares.
Yeah, so let's follow him and his mate to the beach.
Follow him and his mate to the yeah, and now he's in the incinerator room. Now Maxwell Dillon is in the incinerator room.
Bang bang Maxwell's sizzling blanket.
Ha!
That's all I've got. So sorry. I like this visual. I like him being all crusty and everything.
Yeah,
You know,
like the cocoon.
he's charred and he's awakening. It's a chrysalis. It's like poetry. There's different stanzas, rhymes. Although this is weird. It's sort of. It's a little too similar to Ox Awakening from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
like
but without
the
any of
buzzsaw
the
in medical
horror
room.
and
Evil Dead referencing.
without any of the, excitement, horror, tension, fun. Although fun's a weird word for it, I guess, but it was kind of fun.
It was fun. Oh, look how they had clothes that weren't his in the bin.
Also, the score in this movie kind of sucks.
I would argue that it is a bold experiment.
There's no memorable
is-
themes in it whatsoever.
It's a bold.
Nope. Nope.
I'm only saying this because we watched it a couple of days ago, so that's why I remember. I would say that the score is bold. It's a bold decision to experiment like this. Some ideas pay off, just not particularly memorably. But a bold experiment doesn't equal a good result. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. There's some stuff in there where I'm like, okay, I can see where you're going, but then I don't mind I love that. Hey, Morgan, get off the street. Could barely hear it. Was that a joke? Was that meant to be a gag?
He's just so mesmerised by Gwen Stacy. Lovely Gwen.
I'm mad at you. Why are we meeting? Oh, she got in touch. So, the Times Square sequence, which we'll get to when it happens, the whole, the music working there is like, oh god, this works, this is kind of cool. And then the talking starts, and it's hard to understand. Although he did finish the sentence. It's just broken up.
Shut up, I want a drink.
But like, then when the words start to become obvious. Oh wait, yeah. Finish your sentence, Peter.
Well, I mean,
when it starts getting to the whole, he laughed at me. That's when it gets like, yeah, you pushed it now. You pushed it now. That laughs off the table.
That's quite good.
They're adding subtitles, I've realised. They're giving up on some of the jabbering, and then they're adding bits that aren't there. Oh no, what? Don't think I haven't. Hey.
See, this scene's actually quite lovely. Like, their relationship in this is pretty fucking great.
Not throughout the whole movie, but...
Yeah, but a lot of it.
There are these moments where it's just like, oh god, can Mark Webb just take those two and go and make an indie romance film, please?
Yeah.
Just go and do that.
Well, they can't now because they've broken up.
They could still perform in an indie romance film and use the real life experience of their romance as part of the characters.
Yeah.
It would probably be really awkward and uncomfortable, but at the same time, they're actors. You do stuff that's awkward and uncomfortable. I don't know who I'm pointing at.
I've done plenty of stuff that's awkward and uncomfortable, like be out of work for 4 years.
No, it's method. You're preparing for a role of a man who's out of work for 4 years.
Oh, God.
Oh. Mind-blowing Korean meatballs. What's his name? That's my question. There's no sense of time here. This is implying they've been apart for quite a while.
Yeah.
So a month. But all the Max Dillon stuff has clearly happened over the course of a couple of days. Explain, movie! Explain! Okay, that would be charming, but it is actually really creepy.
It's a little creepy.
That's creepy. Don't be flattered by that.
No, it's creepy. He's creepy and weird. He's a creepy, weird stalker man with spider powers. No.
I mean, they're even lighting him creepy.
He is creepy though.
This is the Twilight bit leaking in, unfortunately. Because
And-
lest we forget...
Is an interruption?
Lest we forget, when the first movie came out, they did say that a big influence on the romance and everything was going to be the Twilight movies.
Oh, the creepiest romance until 50 Shades... Oh. She's moving to
Cock-blocked.
England.
Cock-blocked, governor.
Ah, you're cock-blocking me, Spider-Man.
You and the Daredevil, you're a bunch of cock-blockers. Oxford in England.
I'm from England. I'm from Oxford. This oral exam. Yeah.
I want to know the story about this 14-year-old kid in college already. What a cool kid.
I see it. You see that in stuff in the States. You see that
Do you need
in
more drink?
movies. I need more drink soon.
I'll dash and get something to
No,
say.
it's fine. I do need more soon. I'm not that far down. I'm about the same as yours, so it's fine. I've just got like half a bottle, so when you go and get yours, then yeah, grab us one.
Fair play,
Cheers.
son.
Fair play. Oh, so much product placement. We've got Kodak, Bank of America.
So, product placement. Product placement rule is
Baskin
off the
Robbins.
table for the next 10 minutes because we'll die.
Oh, we can just finish our drinks. That's 3. We've just got to finish the drinks.
That was 3 in one
That
shot.
was
There
3
is
in
another
one
10
shot.
minutes of this sequence.
All right.
Isn't it weird how he
All right.
leaves just his shoes behind for some reason? I've got to say, Peter in the movies is very inconsistent with how he does the whole clothes
Well, the
thing.
thing is
Even in the recent one.
the
They never answer what happened to
the
his
feet
backpack.
of his suit are boots.
Oh, yeah.
So does he put them on under his shoes, or does he have them in like his
Well,
pocket?
they do tend to make him wear a backpack most of the time.
Yeah.
So I always got the implication that the suit was mostly in the backpack.
You think a smart kid? I mean, in Spider-Man: Homecoming, you think a smart kid would have worked out that he can't leave his bag in that place if that's the 5th time that's happened.
Yeah. But it's also the fact that he threw his shoes, and then his clothes are in one place, and his bag's in another.
Yeah.
It's like, I've got an idea, Spider-Man. Go to the roof,
And web it
change
up.
on the roof, and web your bag on that roof.
Did Nicholas Briggs voice Electro?
No.
Because he's got Disney product placement. Because he's got Cyberman voice. Bank of America again. Marriott Hotel. Phantom of the Opera. Forever 21. McDonald's.
Kentucky Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut.
Get your ass down on the ground. Kodak.
Hankook.
Whatever that is.
Hankook. Why would that one camera be on all... Oh, there's a couple cameras.
It's a
Apparently.
news camera, I think.
But they're all for NY1HD, and yet they're different angles.
No, they're not.
Or they're
Same
not. There he is.
Same angle.
Hershey's,
Reese's,
Crown
Hershey's.
Plaza,
Disney again.
Avenue
Avenue
Q.
Q. Motown the musical.
Do not enter signs.
Do not enter sign. Smoke grenades.
Oh, I love them smoke grenades.
Product placement for smoke grenades.
Do those smoke grenades exist? The ones that swirl into the air?
No, they swirl into the air because his electricity is doing things with them. The Phantom of the Opera.
Ah, that's funny because he'd have to catch a horse. Where's Bubba Gumps? That's my question.
Well, it's not the real Times Square, is it? We've discussed this.
That cop is slightly too handsome, David Desmolchin.
Wouldn't it be great if David Smolchin was in this as well?
He'd have crossed every possible universe. Again, this is nice, like the conversation.
Again, the Spidey trying to talk Max down here is really great.
But what's really sweet here is when I first saw him saying, like, "You're my eyes and ears" and everything, I was like, maybe this is just what he says to everybody. And
No,
stuff.
but he remembers
But
this.
no, he
yeah.
remembers him specifically, just not his name. That's nicely done.
It's Is it Max?
The power I feel. Why would you say that? And how would she get to the front of the crowd? She wouldn't. I want a realistic shot of her further back going,
That is an
That's something.
anti-material rifle he's aiming at him. That is not standard issue for a police sniper. That is military issue.
Also, that guy's just staring at the back of Gwen Stacy's head. They're
That
all
is-
looking in different
Well,
angles.
she's got lovely hair. That's a .50 cal anti-material rifle. That'll shoot through a fucking engine block. You don't shoot a person with that.
I'm slightly worried about how much you know of this gun.
I played a lot of video games, man.
Yes. Video games. No, video games. This is actual video games.
Video games.
Courtesy, professionalism, respect, CPR.
Oh, he's got a broken web shooter! No!
Well, actually, that's a weird... CPR, courtesy, professionalism, respect. Why? Why confuse things? CPR.
Clean, pretty reliable.
Now this is where the movie decides to go full retard.
Yeah, the whispering.
And in the
Electro dummy!
And in the words of RDJ, Mamma Mia, Jersey Boys, in the words of Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, never go full retard. This is when the movie
It's the whispering, innit?
gives up and just goes, we're gonna be all over the place now. They just decide Max is going to be a murderer now, a murderer and a ticking time bomb. He's going to talk about destiny
Yeah.
and a city without mercy and all this stuff, because the cameras looked at Spider-Man a bit more than him.
Yep. Yep. I think they said stuff like this is why they've not really focused on his spider sense in Homecoming.
Because
It was such a big part of the previous movies.
Yeah.
But you can, if you watch Homecoming, you can clearly see the way he
see he reacts to stuff,
He reacts to
yeah.
stuff before it happens and things like that. So
I just wanted one moment of like, just one.
we'll get
Do you
it.
know what I mean?
We'll get it. We'll get it. Don't worry. Look at that. Look at that magnificent lycra clad motherfucker.
Right. So it's still right. It's
So
still,
he's gone. He's
so
gone
just,
from.
just say it's still his birthday.
Yeah.
It's still his birthday, which means this is the same day or the day after the day he's in the elevator with Gwen. Yeah. And rambling at thingy. So you're saying a month went by, like a month or so has gone by between the I drink your milkshake moment in Chinatown and Max becoming Electro.
Well, in one day, what's happened as he was in the lift with Gwen.
Yeah.
No, Harry came back to visit his dad.
Yeah.
His dad died.
Yeah.
They sorted his body out. They
Yeah.
announced it to the staff. Everyone went home. He became Electro, went to the morgue, and then Peter and Gwen have met up
Yeah.
in the same day.
One day.
Doable. Bit crap. Especially because there's no sense of passage of time.
Yeah.
Especially because it's night. If it was day, we might have a better sense of when it was in the year compared to earlier in the movie, but...
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously this is just like clothes he grabbed out of a bin.
Yeah.
I was going to say, is this just an uninspired costuming choice? Or is it because they were terrified he was going to look too much like Dr. Manhattan?
Well, they didn't need to make him all blue.
No.
Like...
They've done it because he goes blue in the Ultimate Comics.
Yeah, but he goes
later
blue
in
at-
the
yeah,
run.
yeah.
Earlier in the run, he doesn't go blue at all. He's
I
wearing
like the stuff with the firefighters. That's really cool.
big job.
And the holster in the thing. It's very Spider. It's very Spider.
Yeah, it's When he's in the suit, I could watch him forever. Yeah, I'm sorry. Could Spider-Man swing over to Max first and just say, "I'm sorry I had to do that. We're going to get you help."
No,
just something like that.
Because Gwendy.
Because he's going to go and randomly look at this woman. And no one's going to be suspicious about it for some reason.
Good talk. Good talk.
That's quite nice that it mirrors the shots from the
Yeah.
montage. Like, end of another day, but this time he's been electrocuted and he's had a really crap time not getting back with his girlfriend. He's also, and I didn't realise this, in the first one, he's a little bit more toned and ripped and everything.
He's not as ripped in this one.
This one, he's not as ripped. Like, he's buff.
Which is fine, because I don't think he needs to be.
No.
He needs to be slender.
We got spoiled a bit by Tobey Maguire in 2002 Spider-Man, because he's like muscle and bulk, but also like slim, and he's got like the Charles Atlas
the only reason he
definitions
put
and
this
everything.
dialogue in is so people wouldn't go, "Where was the electrocuted third by electro?" Sorry, you were saying.
That's alright. I was just saying in the original Spider-Man, I wanked over Tobey Maguire. What? In that, they sort of do a thing of the spider bite turns him into like a physical specimen of athletic perfection. Even though that night when he first takes his top off and he's like all delirious, he's still really toned and everything. So it's like, oh my god, Tobey Maguire really worked to get like specific muscle tone and definition for the role of Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield's a little bit more realistic. He's naturally a slender guy anyway, so he's just sort of built muscle and whatnot. We've gone back. Tom Holland
is fucking ripped.
Yeah. Like tiny, but defined completely. And it's just such a weird thought. It's like, in the Raimi ones, they sort of give it as, they make it an excuse. Like, the Spider-Bite made him that way. In this, Peter's already kind of like, he skates and everything and stuff. Like, he's obviously got a bit of fitness going on. And then the Spider-Bite gives him the strength. So his figure isn't like, oh my god, look at all the muscles pumped and this and the other. He's just built and, you know.
The music choice is really odd here, I've just got to say.
It's horrible.
It's really strange.
It's horrible.
I think it probably counts as product placement.
Yeah. Meats.
Product placement for electrical tape.
This is weird. Like, he's done designs. That Roosevelt paper wasn't just Roosevelt scribbled on paper. It had like a grey watermark background and... What is this? So what is it exactly?
Do I have to lose you too? 4 question marks. 4! Big question. Big question.
Dogtown and Z-Boys.
I'd count that as product placement, but it's an old movie. And it's the kind of movie a kid of his age who's
The web crawler. I just want to point that out.
The web crawler.
Not the web slinger or
web
the wall
crawler.
crawler. The web crawler. But that's really
Web
odd in
crawler's a
itself.
search engine.
So what's he doing?
That's what I used to find porn.
So he goes home that night and decides to make a giant elaborate mind map.
Yeah.
Sorry, did that just activate from his blood?
I guess so.
Ugh. And since this morning, he's got a big scab on his neck.
It's been a stressful day.
Ha!
Eczema pops up.
Right, so... Mobility.
Battlefield injury repair.
Injury repair. Battlefield injury repair. Not...
You were getting upset about this.
Yeah.
We'll get to...
Battlefield injury
table that
repair.
thought. Table that thought. We'll get to it later.
Because of course...
Table that
a cancerous
table,
disease is a
table
battlefield
the
injury.
Thought. See that? That's a table. Put the thought on that fucking table. We'll get back to that one later. Yeah?
I have some big problems with that.
Radioactive spider.
Right, today we're going to be talking about electricity, right? Today. That video does not have part 1 underneath it. Look at how quickly that video is going to be over.
Is this a real YouTube channel? I'm gonna see.
I don't know, I just heard a thwomp.
I'm gonna see if Dr. Jalling's Science Investigator is a real YouTube channel.
No,
and
it won't be.
And then I might watch that for the rest of the... How long is this fucking... How long are we into this movie? I don't want to touch anything.
Hit the triangle button.
No, I don't want to touch...
Hit triangle.
No, I don't want to.
Hit triangle,
no,
but don't press it into your DS. We're an hour and 4 minutes in.
Oh, fucking hell. And nothing's happened! Nothing's happened!
That's quite fun that he puts on a scuba suit.
Yeah, that's quite good.
Where's he getting all these batteries, though? This is a nice little moment of visual comedy. Well, then it's over.
Yeah, he's alright.
He's got Harry Osborn's number. Also, ow, why would he do that? Why would he web a metal bar into himself? I'm sure that's a web shooter. Where's the trigger?
That's a good question. Yes, Dr. Jennings Science Investigator is a channel, but it's just got 3 promo videos for Amazing Spider-Man 2 on it.
Just amazing, but not even disguised as... No. So what they've done is they've made a viral thing that only people who've watched the movie will seek out, and then they'll just see a trailer for the movie they've already watched. That's terrible viral marketing.
It's terrible. All of Sony's marketing for this movie was terrible, which is why this movie didn't make any money. It spent too much on it, and it was all shit!
Like, what'd be good is if they made that channel, and then it was full of, like, behind-the-scenes exclusive stuff, so that you go and see the movie, then you go, oh, what if they've put those on YouTube? You look it up, you go, oh shit, a little behind-the-scenes stuff. But promo videos, just like, ugh. Okay, this is odd.
This is odd.
So just slam this newspaper down.
Spider-Man.
So, this is the second scene between these two characters, and it's a day after the last scene we saw him, right?
Yeah.
Harry Osborn is suddenly being played like a supervillain.
Yeah.
Also, he's wearing makeup over the scab. That's a nice touch.
He can do everything else a spider can. See? We've seen the original 60s show. We're Spider fans. We get it. Mm-hmm. Look, we put it in the movie. He can do everything else a spider can. We get it.
Does he spin a web?
He spins a web any size.
Does he catch thieves?
Just like flies.
Oh, look out.
Here comes the Spider-Man.
Hair. That's... Connors was weak. Because he was weak.
Connors was weak, apparently.
I'm a 16-year-old boy who got scotch for his birthday. I'm ready to
20.
go. 20?
Yeah, he's 20. So he's 2 years older than Pete. But he got scotch for his 16th birthday.
So he's hard now.
Yeah.
Harry. And that's the only reason why they had the Jameson email earlier on. It's to go, look, he does photos.
Mm-hmm. This movie's so mechanical, and yet it's not very well constructed. For something that is so blatantly mechanically constructed, it's not very well made.
There he is, Mutant Desmolchin.
Yeah. He's got lovely eyebrows.
And he's got a scar on his chin, so you know he means business.
Yeah. Everyone with those scars on their chins. If you get in a real altercation, then you're gonna have scars on the chin, aren't you? At least say hello.
You say goodbye.
I say hello.
Harry.
Who does? I don't want to end up like my father.
In one scene wearing
Peter Osborn.
Peter Osborn.
Peter Osborn.
Oh, let me hug you.
Hold me.
That's the weirdest thing as well. Harry's disease rapidly overcomes him in the last day. Like Osborn says, it's
gonna start, and then it literally overcomes him within a day.
It's mental.
Yeah,
it's
really
mental.
Weird.
What is it though? What's it got to do with it? Like, if they specified at least that maybe Norman got infected during their early researches, maybe
it's genetic. They say it's genetic.
This is genetic, yeah, but how exactly? Like, if they establish that it was something that happened during his early research.
Listen, Chris. It's genetic. You're already thinking more about this than anybody writing the fucking script did.
That's true. What lovely salmon jacket.
It's genetic.
What lovely salmon jacket.
Yeah, it's genetic.
The jacket.
Hi.
Oh, a wall of TVs for some reason.
What are you doing here?
It's not even the ground floor lobby. It's a wall of televisions.
Let's go make up in make out in the cupboard.
Are we gonna make out now?
They would be able to see that in there.
The guy from Times Square last night, so time frame is correct.
Love Spider-Man, big fan.
How did she know that? He said 2 sentences about Spider-Man in front of her. That's Oscorp. Ya ga 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 ga. This is weird. We've just seen this. We've just seen this.
Yeah.
We've just seen both the things they're both describing.
Yeah. But if we point it out,
Then it's not cliche.
if we point it out, it's not cliche.
Yeah.
It's called lamp shading. Hang a lampshade on it.
Oh, he was interrupted, but it was by a snog. So does that count as a drink?
I don't care. I'm gonna drink anyway.
Yeah. No, she kissed him. Said I know 3 times then. And what is the character's relationship really at this point?
Nope. Don't know.
Also, why didn't that woman spot that?
Also, why didn't he spill any of that coffee when he was web slinging it over to him?
And why is it a full mug of coffee? Why would she be carrying a full mug of coffee on a tray with fragile stuff on it? So this is implying that Gwen was about to be, like, detained or possibly killed.
Little fucking heel clip! Such a prick.
But this is implying that something horrible was about to happen to Gwen. So what? All they have to do now is just buzz down to the lobby, be like, "Don't let Gwen Stacy leave." Also, are they really going to try? Are they going to get to that point where they just start killing off employees the moment they start Google searching? Matt
Listen,
Dillon?
there's a lot of employees at Oscorp. You just one at a time, under the table.
What table? Everything in there's got glass surfaces. You'd see
Grind
it.
them to mince and put it in a pie. It's all right.
Pretty women.
Fascinating. Sipping coffee. Dancing.
Ruddy cook them. Oh god, this is weird. Like, this is just ominous villain dialogue. He's not a baddie yet.
He's instantly become a supervillain because the script needs him to be a supervillain.
Also,
Because
that lift stopped remarkably quickly, and it's the ground floor. Why does he stay in the lift? Get out of the lift, Harry. I
get
know
out
we're
of the lift.
nitpicking,
He's
but-
going down to the secret sub basement.
Oh look, it's the
Is that the
Pentagon.
No, it's Ravencroft Institute
For the
Criminally insane, which looks like the Pentagon.
but they're trying
for
to make you think of
reasons.
Arkham for some reason. What?
Right. So this is Dr. Ashley Kafka.
Let's talk about Dr. Ashley Kafka.
I was reading Spider-Man: A Matter of Life and Death today.
Right. Which era is
That's
that
the
from?
arc.
It's from-
That's the Dan Slott's era.
Yeah.
It's the trade, and it collects the arc with the Rend of the Spider Slayers, where Marla Jameson gets killed, and
which is a
it's-
great story.
And it's the first appearance of Mayhem.
right. okay.
Mayhem Massacre.
Massacre.
Yeah, the guy with the metal plate.
The cold,
Yeah.
like the emotionless serial killer.
Ashley Kafka appears in that issue.
Yeah.
It's a woman, and she doesn't appear to be a weird torture maniac.
Yeah. AKA Human Centipede, the character.
Yeah.
Now this is weird because suddenly Electro, all of his delivery is kind of cool.
He's a completely different
stoic.
person.
They
just got this dude in
The
his, like-
subtitles even say, "Und I will get results."
And I will get results. They've just made him this fucking mustache twirling and yet clean shaven,
Yeah.
like, bad guy with a bad haircut.
God. I'm rid of my veins. Oh, the words are back. So Kafka is also being played like a pre-Iron Man comic book movie character. Do you know? I know it sounds horrible. I know that obviously Oscorp are being weird and villainy for no particular reason. Yeah. All it'd take is for Max to say, "Okay, I'm not even kidding. I will compromise with you. I want to know what's wrong with me. Let's work and find out." Do you know what I mean? Like, because what they're doing is we're going to study here. Because we're evil.
We're evil.
That's the only reason they're doing it.
We're evil and pouting. Oh, yes, look at my pout. Who are you?
God.
He's Electro.
He's Electro.
Oh, and my glasses have splintered.
Splintering glasses. Oh, doesn't he have a...
What if that meant, like,
Doesn't he
let
have
him go?
Yeah.
He doesn't know. Does he have, like, hand signals? Why is he doing the music? Oh.
Because again, they're trying to do a million things.
Lazy, 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 lazy.
So they're putting him in water. Are they trying to stunt the electricity? Are they trying to drown and kill him so they can dissect him? They never make it clear, and for some reason, he's a crazy doctor who listens to classical music while he tries to torture his patients. Why?
It's just a bit shit, really, isn't it?
The whole film's a bit shit. I hate this film.
Why is this at a Dutch angle?
Yeah, oh, just that shot
isn't.
as well. Like, now it's normal. And now this is where the movie decides, for some reason... Oh shit, the entire marketing...
Why is that just going on an angle?
The entire
That's
marketing...
just bad framing.
Will Peter get the information out of Aunt May? Tune in tomorrow. Same spider time, same spider channel. Joel Schumacher took over directing for 2 shots. This is the moment where the film suddenly goes, oh shit, the entire marketing of the first movie was based on the untold story. We should probably talk about that a bit.
Yeah.
Because again, keep in mind, we are about an hour and 20 minutes in, maybe more. The last of this we saw, like we saw the little video with Richard Parker and stuff, but that was what Harry was watching.
Yeah.
In terms of like the intrigue and the mystery and all that stuff, the last we saw was the 5-minute prologue on the plane. It's been an hour and a half since that. Why should we give a crap? This is so odd because Sally Fields is doing she's doing such a damn good job here.
This is where they get a proper actor in to do the acty bits.
No. So she's basically saying, your dad was a fuck up and I hate him for it. But I'm not going to tell you about him because, like, I want to keep you away from all that. I want you to be your own man, have your own start. La la la.
I want you to be mine.
Now, whatever you do, don't spend the next 20 minutes of your story arc exploring your dad's legacy.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Like, that's the sort of story beat where he should then abandon that. And then toward the end of the film, like, Harry in a dying moment or whatever, or, you know, like, it's like tries to win him over by, like, I know what happened to your father, like, come with me.
You never knew what happened to your father.
I know what happened with your father, come with me, I'll tell you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Peter has, like, the choice of this and he chooses to not do it. That's more important. That would be a more important character move for him to make. Oh, God. The dialogue just got really crap really quickly. After the funeral. Two government men.
Government men. Top men.
But But where are they taking... Top.
Top men.
Men. So his best friend is Connors? That was the implication in the first movie.
Osborn.
That they were best mates. Because it was
Best
Connors
mates.
it was Connors he was working with at the end. Because that was all that was in the briefcase. In the first movie, it was completely empty apart from a photograph of Richard and Connors together. Richard and Kurt.
Well, but he does get that secret compartment where he pulls out the 00 research. I remember.
And then locked himself in the bathroom, wanked like a Chipperfield monkey for 2 hours, then came down to dinner.
He stripped his penis dry!
You might wonder how I know this, considering we lived in separate houses, but I watched him.
There was no skin on that cock!
Oh my god. He circumcised the natural way, the way God would have wanted,
He just wore it out!
with his hand over a course of many moons.
Mr. Osborn, get up off your edgy leather jacket.
Mr. Osborn, who is for some reason sleeping in the apartment from the original
Yeah,
Raimi
I know,
films.
right? Oh, masks on the wall. Spider-Man.
That is so dumb. It's the way he just sort of slithered down and sat down. It looks so stupid. Now, this entire next scene is basically Spider-Man saying, I can't give you my blood. It could be dangerous, Harry. And what he should be saying is, look, I'll give you my blood, but we need to do tests. I want to make sure this won't kill you. That's all he needs to do. That's all he needs to do. We need to do tests. What happened to Kurt Connors, I don't want it to happen to you. We need to do tests. That's all he needs to say. That's all he needs to say. Like, they've not even done a thing of like, oh god, what if he finds out from the blood that I'm Peter Parker? Like, they've not even set up any of that. So it's like, why isn't he giving him the blood? You might become a lizard. No.
Your blood can't make me die more.
I mean, Harry's got a point. He's saying, look, I'm going to die. If your blood kills me, I just die sooner. That's the only difference. So stupid. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah. I'll swap you out. Now, while I go and grab bottles, and that's not a euphemism, please tell the people at home how Dane DeHaan is about to deliver the perfect, what was that even then? The perfect, terrible villain moment for no reason.
Are you ready?
Brace yourselves.
Are you ready?
You might need another drink.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man! Rah! He might as... Why doesn't he have a moustache? He needs to twirl it! Oh. Look! Gwen's in the thigh-high boots from the comics and a blazer from The Prisoner.
The Prisoner?
Yeah, she's got a blazer on for like Patrick McGowan wore in The Prisoner.
And a turtleneck.
No turtlenecks.
Oh, that's a shame. If you had the turtleneck, I'd be all on board.
I love The Prisoner. The Prisoner's great. This is shit.
Should we watch The Prisoner?
Let's watch The Prisoner instead. The original Patrick McGowan Prisoner, not the weird Ian McKellen one.
Also, that is a very echoey hallway, and he's
It's a
there
very
talking
echoey
about how he needs to give his blood to Harry Osborn.
Oxford, University of Oxford North American office.
Specifically Manhattan office.
Should I take you upstairs? And
By the way, that's a British euphemism, love.
should I take you upstairs?
Can I take you up the stairs? This is weird, because this must have been painful. Andrew Garfield is about to deliver some terrible, stereotypically British lines.
So I'm glad we got a fresh beer for this.
Yeah.
Well, fresh beer for you, fresh cider for me.
Oh, hey.
This is a man's
We're not
drink.
sponsored, but...
This is a man's drink.
This is a man who likes to pretend he's a man's drink.
Cider that'll put you on your bum.
Is he a professor at Harvard? This would be cute if he doesn't. If he didn't say this.
God save the Queen.
God save the motherfucking Queen. God save the Queen discography.
The Queen discography is pretty good.
It is damn fine.
We need to get Brian May. Stop Brian May from fucking with it.
We need to stop Brian May from fucking with the film. I just think it should be the story of Queen, continuing to rise. That's why Sacha Baron Cohen left that movie.
Yeah.
Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
No one said if it's Brian May or Roger Taylor, but we presume it's Brian May and or Roger Taylor. I doubt John Deacon's got in touch randomly and asked them to include Queen's strength to strength story. Poor John Deacon. Let's invite him over for our next commentary.
Yeah, we should get John Deacon over.
Because, we all know John Deacon.
Oh, she's not got boots on, she's got really high socks on.
Oh, Gwen Stacy in really high socks.
Love those really high socks.
That's not even a joke, he probably does.
Reminder, everyone, Gwen and Peter are supposed to be 18 years old.
So because Gwen's leaving the country, he decides he's no longer going to look into his dad's conspiracy. What is this? Do you know what the most confusing part of Spider-Man 2 is? He loses his powers.
Yeah.
Do you know how it's explained? Scientifically, it isn't. But as an audience, you can grasp immediately it's all about his self-confidence and belief in himself.
Yeah.
That's it.
This is all about a calculator full of subway tokens.
Coins?
The subway tokens.
Which is weird because it's a limited number. He took the D train to every stage of work. See, where did the Roosevelt thing come from? Was it just written down on the paperwork in the case?
Roosevelt's on the paperwork.
Okay, now. Subterranean station, scared one day, but you get the application for that's good. Let's be the cameras and we're just to prepare for to perform. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, it's the Black Felicia. It's the Black Felicia.
At least she gets the chance to play in a better franchise sandbox a few years after this.
She's good as Felicity Jones.
She is great, and it'd be nice to see her in better things in general, like given meatier roles to play in big films, like big cinema stuff. Because even Rogue One, she does a lot with a not that great character.
Mm.
She does a lot more with it.
Rebellions are built on hope.
But they never say that.
I'm a rebel.
I rebel.
I rebel.
They never say that. Oh, look, a TIE fighter confronting a person. No, never happens. Oh, dear. Rogue One, another movie that the more I thought about it, the more I was like, I didn't like that.
I like it still.
I enjoy it, but I don't know. Feels like many wasted opportunities. Unless you're a hentai fan, in which case, you bring out your bingo card. Here's a tentacle monster for some reason.
Special projects.
I do like that interface design. I think that's quite cool. I would love a desktop glass computer. I mean, let's be honest, that desk could be covered in fingerprints. It'd look horrible.
Yeah. And Spock.
But from which side? Dripped on
Well,
top or coated the other side?
Depends. It depends on what mood you're in. Really?
Let's see if there's any Easter eggs. Oscorp Power Station NY. So that's setting up later. That's the power station.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm Carrie. The Bug House. Is that a term?
It is.
You're experimenting on people! Gee willikers, mister! Zoinks! The subtitles did not know how to handle little aside.
I don't know how to handle this little aside. It's...
Do you know what's really weird? He's the villain of the movie, and yet he's never properly named. He's never given an introductory sequence.
He's on screen and he's a prick every time he's on screen. That's about it.
He's the only actor who looks like he's enjoying what he's doing, at least. I get to be the bad guy. I hope they'll put me on the posters. Next to the rhino mech suit that features for 20 seconds.
I know my way out of the building and out of this.
And then what we don't see is he turns around to Felicia and is like, "You gave him the information, have her killed," and they just throw her out the window. Back to formula.
Back to formula.
Back to formula.
God, this must have been a real shit biscuit for Richard Parker to get to every day.
Oh, Spidey pose for reasons. Welcome to Shit Biscuit Laboratories.
Roosevelt!
Also, how did he get this built? Spoiler alert, if you haven't watched the movie before, an entire subway train.
If you haven't watched the movie before, why the fuck are you watching the commentary? What? Why are you doing that? You silly people. Sorry, you were saying, Christopher.
Just agreeing with you mentally. An entire subway train is about to come out of the ground full of equipment that is still operational. Richard Parker was a biogeneticist. He couldn't build secret lairs.
He did, though.
Apparently.
Yeah, but Kurt Connors was later a supervillain, so he built the secret lair.
I don't know. No, because Connors was still working on Oscorp, so they never knew that he was involved with Richard. Yeah.
This stuff is just like... Who fucking cares?
It makes sense if there was just a subway train there and it was all blacked out, and then he put the coin in and the lights on it switched on. So it was like that gave it power or whatever. Do you know what I mean? That would make more sense. It's like, oh snap! But like it coming out of the ground and all that crap. Download complete. So was that the download that was sent?
The download that was sent
like 14 years ago or whatever. There it is. Has it only just been completed because he's put the power back in the train?
Yes. That's not how downloads work.
No.
But that's what's happened.
Actually, no, hang on. Yeah. At the beginning, did it say upload or download on the laptop?
Upload.
Okay, so that... It'd make more sense if maybe that came up and it, like, the system's turning on now for the first time since then, and it said incoming download. Because then we'd all go, oh, it's the thing he uploaded. But instead it's like, wait, it's been downloading for 12 years. What the hell?
I like how he said test.
Yeah.
And then didn't stop the video and go back to check that it had done.
Yeah.
Do you think he watched this after he actually recorded it?
No. Right, so what are they going to use the weapons, biological weapons, of course.
Oh, it's Exposition Wednesday. It's Wednesday today, isn't it? Yeah, it's Wednesday today. Yes, Peter. Yes, he has.
Do you know what you needed to show there? You needed to show schematics. Because, again, spoiler alert, later we're going to find out that all the Spider-Man villains are sequel-baited bits of technology in a laboratory. All you needed to show there... Oh, God. All you needed to show there was schematics for, like, the arms,
How can he overpower
the wings...
two security guards?
No.
Is he had training?
So the spiders specifically were part of the bioengineering for the weapons. Right, so that's setting up that Peter is needed... Oh God, don't call him Ultra. Und! It says Und in the subtitles. Again. As much as possible from the archives.
Why is that clear to you?
But also, that's the thing, right? So my DNA.
I've abandoned my child.
He said, unbeknownst to them, like the human DNA the spiders match with is my own. So he doesn't have to go anywhere. Because he's like, I didn't manage to kill. He's saying I didn't manage to kill them all, so I have to leave. That's so his reasoning in that bit of written dialogue. His reasoning is, if I stick around, they might figure it out.
Yeah,
But if I leave, they won't. Here's the thing. Surely, if Oscorp had kept him around long enough to figure out his DNA was needed, they'd go, oh great, well let's just get his kid. Or his brother. Let's get Ben Parker in. Let's talk to Ben Parker. Because there'll be DNA there that they'd be similar. They're not kissing cousins. What weird choice. It went from Steadicam to a locked off shot. Straight away.
There are some weird cinematography choices in this.
There is.
Like, why is this at a fucking Dutch angle?
Mm-hmm.
And it's at different angles, like... It's at different orientations from shot to shot.
Mm. Look at this, the weird subtle green lighting on his face. Here's the thing.
This feels like it's out of a Schumacher Batman film.
But also, Filmmaking 101, Harry has all the cards here. Harry shouldn't be looking up. Harry should be on equal footing, like Kafka was before, on that same platform, or Harry should be looking down. Because he's offering the rope ladder to Max. Now, we know he's desperate, but he's going, look, I can help you. Like, this setting doesn't suggest he's going to break him out. This setting suggests he's taunting him. He's looking up at him and going, boo, it's Christ on the cross. He's throwing vegetables at him and shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, he needs to be equal to him or above him. Equal, ideally, to set up the idea that we're about to go into a partnership.
Yeah.
Just wanky film study stuff, I'm so sorry. But, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, you could argue he's grovelling, but he doesn't. He's manipulating him emotionally. Like, he should be on the platform, equal footing, and then be dragged down now. So it becomes a power thing of, like, Max is the one who can save him. Do you know what I mean? It's just an odd choice. And also, why does Max only in this moment realise he can go into all the tech? And also, sorry, the whole Kafka, they set Kafka up as like Max's personal demon, as his, the guy's taunting him. Why would you kill him off like that?
We've only seen...
Give him a moment.
Oh, he doesn't.
Does he get like a moment?
Yeah,
now?
he gets a moment in a sec.
But they just give us a shot of that soldier's face to imply they're dead.
Yeah, the soldiers are dead.
Oh. What? Oh, God. Why is he wearing pants?
Because you don't want his blue penis flopping around,
And why has he still got all the stuff in him? He disappeared. So he's alive somehow, and suddenly wearing Tim Burton eye makeup.
Ghostbusters!
This doesn't make any sense. Like, it's meant to be the whole irony, but like, all that's going to happen is he's going to drown now.
Yeah.
I've just figured out why they made Kafka a man. They didn't want to show him murdering a woman. Because it's that old school Hollywood thing of like, no, this is a man's game, the boys got to play. Forgetting that, hang on, Max is meant to be a villain. Forget the whole women and children first thing.
Yeah.
Plus, it'd be nice to have had, like, if you're going to do comedy villain, like, it'd be kind of at least a bit unique and not as laughable if it was a female scientist, because it'd be something we've not seen, really, as often. Put, like, evil Ghostbusters Kate McKinnon in the role. Just evil Holtzman. Just put her in that moment.
Would you do one of these for Ghostbusters 2016?
No.
Do Do you not want to watch
I
it again?
I
It's
adore
not
part
as
I
good as
adore
it
parts of it so much that I know it will break my heart rewatching it when I realise that we're both wrong.
was. What if we're not though? We're not wrong about this. This is a fucking shit pile.
Yeah, that's true. While we're on it, if you're still watching, we apologise for making you
Why?
watch Spider-Man 2.
Why are you still watching
Oh,
this?
bye-bye, handsome Desmolchin. But, we'll
Are you
say
saying
this.
David Desmolchin isn't normally handsome?
No, I'm saying David Desmolchin is...
Fucking take that
David
back right now.
Desmolchin is unconventionally
Why?
handsome.
Where's he got that costume from?
Exactly, why would he have a costume? And also, what a boring costume.
Oh god, it's so boring.
I had the action figure because I wanted the Build-A-Figure wave because the Build-A-Figure was Ultimate Green Goblin.
Ah, yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's like a big Hulk-sized goblin with flames all over him. And I've sold that Electro figure since. It was just so boring.
He's got like a
Stuck
little
on eBay
lightning
for
bolt
like
on his arm, like a logo.
Why?
Where's he get it from? Did he just make it? Does he make it when he solidifies?
If he's going to make one, why can't he make like a living organic piece of costume?
Is he learnt to like...
Like, do you know what he needs to make? He needs to just be a black and blue version of his comic book outfit without the mask. That's all it needs to be. So like lightning down the thing. So it's almost like he's gone, fuck it, I'm gonna have an outfit.
What I would have done is used his this is it Superior Spider-Man on Marvel Now when he reappears and he gets the burns.
Well,
on his
it's because of
face.
this. It's sort of because of this. They decided they wanted to have more blue on his skin. So he's got scars that look a bit like his old school mask.
Yeah.
And his eyes are always blue.
That would have been
and
a
the
good
scars
design
got
to
like
go
a
with.
blue sort of hue to it.
That would have been a good design to go with.
It just seems a shame to like decide Jamie Foxx has got to be this. I know precisely why they've given him a costume for this sequence and the next sequence. I'll tell you why. Cost. You don't have to worry about the effects anywhere near as much if he's covered up for those
He's
sequences.
doing face and hands.
You're probably saving about $250,000 on visual effects. Because Jamie Foxx can be on set in that outfit.
But you know what would have saved...
That's why in Times Square he's mostly covered up apart from his face and his hands.
You know what would have saved more on effects?
Not making him blue.
Not making him blue.
The spider venom.
Oh, so
Give it
here
to
we
me.
go. Here's all the Sinister Six teasers.
Now they're all mostly blurred at this point. They don't want to show you everything except for that
That's
one.
the suit. Oh, and there's octopus arms.
Oh god.
Uranus Oscorpius.
In a museum case for some reason. A museum display case.
It belongs in a museum.
Back to formula. It won't work. So they've at least set up the chemical thing of it won't work the same way for Harry.
It'll do something though.
But do you know what would have prevented all this from happening? Spidey showing up at Osborn's apartment going, I want to help you, but we need to run tests first.
I don't understand why he didn't. Like, I don't understand why Spider-Man takes the attack of no, I can't. Can't do it at all. Can't do it at all. Like, you can help. You're a scientist. You can help him. Gwen's a fucking molecular biologist. Like, you can. Between the three of you can do it. And none of this
figure
shit
it
would have
out.
happened.
He's got this weird maniacal grin all of a sudden. It's almost like they're saying that he grins in this scene a lot, and that leads to him grinning later. Because, you know, the Green Goblin is famous for his grin.
That serum is ripping his t-shirt. The shirt started to rip before he started to tear it off. Why?
Yep. Christ. Oh, look, he's grinning and he's greenish kind of.
He's getting his nails. Ooh.
Is that meant to be shoulder blades?
Yeah.
But shoulders don't work like that.
None of this works like
Now,
this.
right.
Alright, okay.
So earlier on it said that it's there for field injury, medical suit to help repair field injuries in the field.
Yeah.
A cancerous disease isn't an injury in the field.
No, it's not going to cure his cancerous disease, but it is going to stabilise the tissue damage that he's undergoing because of his sudden mutation.
Yeah. So based on that, once he gets out of the suit, or the suit runs out of power,
Yeah.
he's fucked.
No, because the serum will have worked in some ways that could potentially have stopped the onset of his disease, and then the trauma from the tissue damage he undergoes from his metamorphosis has been fixed by the suit.
I think you're being too kind.
I am being too kind, but I'm just trying to make it make sense. And also, I don't understand the problem you have with it. But we always get that. With these movies, it's always one thing that you really can't get your head round.
Yeah.
And I'd never understand it.
It's Girl Slimer. It's Girl
Yeah,
Slimer.
like, I don't have the problem with Girl Slimer.
Whereas it really gets me for some reason.
I don't get it. But that's why we make such a great team.
Fuck, I didn't... Oh, I hurt my finger. The message there.
I'm Emma Stone.
This is weird because like they can be wonderful in these movies, but they're just sort of weirdly obnoxious at this point.
I do love Emma Stone in a husky voice, though.
You're my path. You're always going to be my path.
There's literally a million reasons. I wrote them all out. It took me about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Fucking exhausted. I've got cramp in my wrist.
I'm in a shit map on my wall.
Yeah.
Do I have to lose you too? 4 question marks.
4
4
question marks. Question again.
So she's now in a version of the comic book, like the unique, the iconic comic book outfit. She's in a version of the green coat.
Yeah, I've got crime in England, yeah. Tons of crime.
She's acting her socks off here. What's really annoying about that is you know that he would want to go, guys, these gags are really sort of like, are you going to make jokes about everyone having bad teeth next?
Would he though?
I don't know. He's getting paid lots of money to be Spider-Man.
He's getting paid a lot of money.
To be Spider-Man, star in a movie alongside and have a big kissing scene with his then girlfriend. He's probably feeling alright. Although, since this movie's come out, it's been revealed that he had a lot of problems during making this, and he had a lot of discussions with the studio and everything, going like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. He's a smart guy, Andrew Garfield. He knows
well, for the most part, yeah.
Well, apart from his queer bane.
Yeah. Like, he understands the character, he just didn't get to play it. Is the tragedy.
He does do some good stuff, though. I'll give him credit where credit's due.
Mm.
He's just surrounded by a lot of shit.
Yeah. Look how much fun we're having.
Look how much fun we're having.
Now this is weird. We described this the other night in our rewatch as a Michael Bay, Roland Emmerich moment.
Yeah.
Where suddenly 2 other things, this
all
and the
of a sudden,
hospital,
there's a plane.
get subplots.
Yeah. There's a plane and the control room. Do not panic. Everything's exploding, but do not panic.
Yeah, why would everyone get out of their cars? They'd just carry on driving home. The cars would still work independently. They're not part of the city power grid. They'd carry on.
That's a Spidey moment. That's a classic Spidey moment.
Because, like, see, the cars are working. They've not been miraculously sorted out.
No, he's taken down the city power grid.
Yeah, so the car still works. Why would everyone go get out of the cars and go,
Well, because all the
you just drive home, wouldn't you? Your
all the
first instinct would be, well, I'm just going to carry on and drive home.
all the signals will have gone out though. And in a city like New York, if the signals go out, you kind of fuck the traffic flow. So if you go anywhere, you're going to get into a massive pile up.
Unless everyone immediately takes some form of sense pill and drives slowly.
Take it from someone who's not far off taking their practical driving test. You don't want to drive through signals that aren't working. especially at crossroads.
My middle name.
And since New York is built on a grid system, there is a lot of four-way crossroads in New York.
Yes, but my middle name is Drivey McNolights. So...
You've been in a car with me driving, Chris. Would you want someone of my caliber driving with no stoplights?
Yes, because your car is also a transformer.
It's a train.
So
Yeah, transformer.
if things go wrong, we could just hop on his shoulders.
It's time to meet our destiny. What destiny is that? Why have you started talking about destiny? You mad blue bastard.
I love how here they're going, video game level, video game level, video game level. I can confirm there was a video game level based on that moment in the game adaptation.
Why is there a plane in this movie now? Is anyone on this plane that we care about? Are there any characters that have been in the movie so far on this plane?
Also, isn't it weird how she looks weirdly like Felicity Jones?
Everyone looks weirdly like Felicity Jones. Who has,
Like she looks
prominent
a
front
lot like, in brief glimpses, that character looks a lot like
teeth. But
Felicity
if you
Jones.
got big front teeth, you look like Felicity Jones. Like,
How dare you? Adorable front teeth.
oh yeah, no, good front teeth, not like front teeth, but she's got like
She's like a rabbit.
she's got like a slight overbite, and she's pretty and brunette. So like, you look at her and you look at the lass who plays Sam's missus in Game of Thrones, and they look that like I thought, is that Felicity Jones?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the first time Game of Thrones and Amazing Spider-Man 2 have been brought up in the same conversation.
Is it though?
Hopefully the last, for the sake of Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Game of Thrones.
I'm looking forward to that coming back actually.
It's like a week away, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not far off. Is that all you got?
See, the scale of villain that they've made this Electro, yeah,
Yeah.
you need more than Spider-Man to fight him. The scale that they've made him. Which is why it would be handy if he would be in a position to be a character who would heel turn to help fight the main villain. Because they've made the version of Electro where he's like impossible to defeat.
But I think they also missed a trick here.
Just name her out loud. In front of the man who wants
I
to
think-
kill me.
I think that what they also did here is what they avoided quite nicely in Spider-Man Homecoming is they made everything too high stakes. Like, oh, he's taking the whole city down, I'm going to take him down now. It's like, why can't it just be a personal thing?
Spider-Man saves the kids in the overhead car. Oh!
It...
Itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the goblin. This is the second time an Itsy bitsy spider joke's been made in these movies. So yeah, the first one, goblin, cart full of kids and MJ, and then a brutal fist fight in an abandoned warehouse.
Personal stakes.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2, yes, stakes are upped. The energy thing is going to
It'll destroy the city.
destroy. Well, I think they describe it as it's going to destroy a big portion of the city. So they don't say it'll just wipe out Manhattan. They're saying it's going to destroy a big part of Manhattan. But it's also not like, oh my god, impossible. It's drown it.
Yeah.
Drown it and we'll save the day. So they do it. Number 3, Sandman and Venom want to beat up Spider-Man. So they lure him to the construction site to, it's like, there you go. Amazing Spider-Man. Lizard sends giant beam into the sky that will mutate all of New York into lizard people. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Electro shorts out the power grid. Now, admittedly, it's because they want a personal vendetta thing, but it's affecting everybody's lives and is going to end up killing a bunch of people, including planes and hospitals and everything. Right, hang on. So we just breezed over something where she made a big point of saying, no, I'm here. I choose to do this. Yeah? They are... And then going instead, Captain Stacy reminder. They are trying to set up that it is her fault she dies.
I think that's an inference. I think that's an inference that you're making based on what happens.
Well, no. Like, obviously, it's the Goblin and Peter's fight and everything and whatnot, but they're trying to take away the guilt from him for her death, the actual moment of her death, the reason why she dies. She dies because she chooses to be there, is what they're sort of implying in that moment. The only reason I feel that is because they take that moment in the middle of this big action sequence to go, no, I'm doing this. I choose to be here. They want the audience to go like, well, she said it, he's got to let her stay. Whereas it'd be a lot more tragic if it was, like, do you know what I mean? Like, the day is saved and then something happens.
Yeah.
And it's completely out of their control. Or if, the goblin... And again, like, it is a sort of horrible, tired trope that the villain goes after the good guy's best gal to, like... But at the same time, they're trying to pay direct homage to one of the times back when that was still a thing and when it was at its most effective. The Spider-Man storyline with the Green Goblin kidnaps Gwen to get to Peter.
Yeah.
To make him hurt, to make him panic.
And they rush it.
Because he knows his identity.
They really rush it so it doesn't have any impact.
Yeah. And in the book it works because Spidey's like, oh my god, it's actually happened. Like, Norman Osborn's figured out who I am and oh my god, what the hell am I going to do? Like, he's gonna hurt Gwen and then he's going to hurt Aunt May and he's going to hurt Harry and what the hell am I going to do? So he goes to the bridge because he's like, all I can do is... Like, he doesn't know what he's going to do when he gets there. He's like, am I going to kill him? Like, I don't know. And he gets there and Gwen's lay there, not moving on top of the bridge. During the fight, the Goblin knocks Gwen off the bridge so he can get away. Gwen plummets and Spidey webs. And he grabs her and we hear a snap.
You don't in the original comic, you don't.
Is it definitely on the original?
I don't think so. It's retconned. Okay.
And then he pulls her up.
But
yeah,
Peter does say to Goblin, was Gwen dead before...
Well, that's it, yeah, he pulls her up and she's dead. And he says, during the fight that follows, which is similar to what Raimi did in his movie, it's like a brutal fist fight, which results in Osborn trying to kill Peter with the glider from behind and Peter leaping out of the way and Osborn killing himself. He says, he wants to know, did you kill her? And Osborn basically goes, I'm not going to tell you.
I'm never going to tell you.
I'll never tell you that. Maybe you killed her. Maybe you snapped her neck when you caught her. Maybe you did it. I'm not going to tell you.
Electro's dead now, by the way.
Just cause.
His power light went off.
But that's the thing, like, they make a good big point of saying, like, the main trauma from it obviously is like losing Gwen, losing his best friend and his girlfriend and everything. But
check on the back of the couch, that's where they always are.
But then they make the point of going,
yeah,
it's going to eat away at him forever. That was like the first instance since Ben's death of what you are doing is going to hurt other people. And in the comics then he makes a big thing. Like, he goes like, that's it, I can't make any personal connections, I can't do this. Because the thing was, Gwen in the comics didn't even know he was Spider-Man. She probably didn't.
He was working himself up to tell her, wasn't he?
Yeah, she probably didn't even know when the Goblin grabbed her. She probably had no idea. So it's sort of like more tragic in a way because it's like, oh my god, like, her life was cut short because of who you are. But not just that, you might have been the one to do it. Do you know what I mean? There's more tragedy involved in that story. Here, she goes, I choose to be here. I'm here because I'm here. Don't tell me to leave. And then she immediately becomes the damsel because of it.
In an attempt to give her more agency, they actually rob her of agency.
Yeah, that's... We were saying when we were watching it the other day, you said, like, they've given her more agency, but you just summed it up perfectly. Like, in doing so, in putting her on a pedestal here, they've knocked her off it for the next bit. And it's such a strange decision.
There's a lot of strange things in the movie. Like, this Green Goblin stuff is like, it's just like 5 minutes at the very end of the movie.
Oh.
And the Rhino stuff is even less than that.
Yeah. Why is there a clock tower? Other than they want to connect to the watch gears from the start of the movie.
I have no idea why there's a clock tower here.
Because time isn't part of the fabric of this film. They don't tie, like, the progression of time and stuff like that into its...
There's no thematic
narrative, or theme. Oh, and also pumpkin bombs because reasons.
That's the only one he uses, I think.
Like, the pumpkin bombs sort of work better in the Raimi one because you know that they're the grenades for the thingy suit. And they also set up in that one, like, they come out of the glide, like, the glider is the ammunition store. Whereas in this, there's just a pumpkin bomb, and he uses, like, like, they don't give him the razor, the bat, the pumpkin bats or whatever from the Raimi one. They just give him a random blade that he pops for some reason here. Here it is. So watch. He just gets this thing out. What's that? Why is it shaped like a bat?
Doesn't seem like a very efficient cutting tool.
And also, why is the suit burned into his flesh? Like, look at that. The suit is burned into his face now.
It's a direct neural interface.
That is no longer connected to him when we see him after this. And also, why did they chicken out on the Goblin thing then? If you're going to do Goblin, why is it a power armour again? Why is it a green power armour again? When the Goblin in the comics is this wonderfully odd-looking, you know, bloody Goblin witch man on a broom or glider. The big pointy hat and big pointy ears. Right, so the gears break apart. Somehow the Goblin survives. Why does she not get hit by all the gears? Like, those things are heavier than her. They would smash her to pieces. Take a shot for the dumb web hand. This is so odd. This is when I remember the first one was marketed partly on it being like a Twilight movie. Moments like this, the sort of... Although this...
Oof!
is brutally executed.
That makes me wince every time. It's just so... Ugh!
As a death, that is a really cool moment.
Yeah.
It's a really shocking moment, but it isn't earned the way that...
I feel like the only way that the only reason they kill Gwen Stacy off in this because it's just Gwen dies in the comics.
Yeah. So if you're going to tell that story, tell that story.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's one of the most, like, celebrated, wrong word really, but like it's the reason why it's one of the most sort of, you know, highly respected arcs in the comics, why it was so affecting, why it emotionally really upset so many people at the time. It was post Stan, wasn't it? Or was it during Stan's run?
It's post Stan. It was
John Romita was on it at that
John
point.
Romita Senior and Ross.
Because Stan wrote well into the hundreds for Spidey, didn't he? Stan wrote well into the hundreds for Spidey, didn't he? He was one of the books that he was on for a long time.
I can't remember who was writing it at the time. But John Romita Senior was drawing it.
Beautiful. Like that panel of him looking up and basically just saying to the Goblin, I am going to fucking kill you. Like he's holding her in his arms. Considering what's just happened to her head, do you know what this needs? Just a little bit more subtle. It needs, like, the hat when he brings his hand up, stroke her head, it needs that hand to be covered in blood.
Yeah.
Because she's got a weirdly peaceful look on her face for someone whose brain just caved in from behind.
Yeah. Oh no, it was still Stanley, I think.
I can't do this without you, he says. Why a clock tower?
I don't know.
And why is it an abandoned clock tower next to a power plant?
An abandoned clock tower next to a power plant that's still functional. If it's still functional, why is it abandoned?
Christ's sake. Do you know what would be really cool? If the Goblin and Spider-Man fight in a clock tower. Are we not going to deal with the fact that his childhood best friend just tried to kill them? We're not going to touch on that?
No. We're not going to deal with any of the emotional baggage of this bullshit.
Ugh. I really dislike this movie.
I dislike this movie.
And it's sad because after the weird Richard Parker, Mary Parker plane prologue, the preceding, aside from the Uzi shot, like the preceding
The
15 minutes, the following 15 minutes, sorry, is pretty great in terms of Spider-Man.
Yeah, maybe.
Like,
Maybe?
Gary's with the kid, and
Yeah, that's
the
good.
way he is with Max on the street.
That's pretty good.
The visuals of him swinging.
Yeah, also pretty good.
The majority of the chase, like when he's dangling really awkwardly from the roof of the inside of the truck, catching all the vials.
I don't think we didn't get in Homecoming, actually. We didn't get a lot of shots of him swinging through New York.
I figured out why they did that. Yeah, because he mostly spends his time in Queens in that movie, not in Central Manhattan.
Which is not high-rise.
Which is true. And also, like, 15-year-old kid, what business has he got in the big city at that point? Not much. When he's a bit older and maybe working for the Bugle, for example, he'd spend more time there. That's why Spider-Man's just a legend on YouTube. People have seen bits of.
Right, so it's this fucking pork
but also
pie-hatted motherfucker.
But
Who's
also,
this guy?
we've seen him swinging around loads of movies, so they went, well, let's do something a bit different. Hence why the extended Ferris Bueller sequence. This is Mr. Fierce. Who's Mr. Fierce? I have no fucking clue.
He's a character from, like, the Sinister Six novels? He didn't turn up in comics until 2016. But he's some kind of enabler.
So I've looked up candidates. Spider-Man's gone. The city's not going to be the same. What does that mean?
Don't know.
So what's Harry planning? Spider-Man's gone. So what's he planning?
He's planning something involving a small crew.
Oh look, Oscorp's green
Maybe
at the top now.
6.
God's sake. Ock arms, vulture wings. A rhino half mech. Is his name Setsevich or is it Setsevich?
I don't know.
So it's been 5 months since the clock tower. 5 months. And that webbing is still holding the thing together. Not to nitpick, but it dissolves after an hour. So
2 hours in Homecoming.
Fair enough. At least they specify. I know Aunt May's only going to talk about the Spidey guy. What's she packing?
Just Ben stuff. She says in a sec.
Where are you going, Peter? Where are you going? Peter, where are you going, Peter?
See, this conversation implies to me that she knows that he's Spider-Man.
Clean up around here, get organised.
Oh,
Okay.
Sally Field, she's so good.
That's a really nice bit of dialogue on the nature of grieving. It's a shame it's lost in the shitfest of a movie.
If this was a short movie with lower stakes, without the Green Goblin and Death of Gwen Stacy stuff, it'd probably be a lot better.
Yeah. I didn't get that she thought it was Spider-Man from that. I got more that she's like, it's more about, because obviously she was saving up to pay for him to go to college.
It's not that conversation, it's the next one.
Because she was saving up for him to go to college. She was saying that about the nursing and everything. And it sounds like his life's just sort of stopped for him. He's not done anything.
It's that one, yeah.
Sounds like he's not done anything for 5 months. I mean, he's even got 5 o'clock shadow and everything. They're sort of establishing that he's not doing much. Apart from staring at photos of a dead girl. There was not a camera that close to her face on graduation day.
As Rob Zombie once sang, dead girl, superstar!
Also, living dead girl. I think someone should talk to Rob Zombie. I'm a little worried about his preferences.
Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches and slam in the back of my jugular.
Look at these memories that are all footage from the same movie.
I know, right? All the times they had that we've seen over the last 2 hours. Fucking hell, this movie's long!
And a movie that has used footage from the first one at least twice before. Weird that they didn't use any footage of Gwen from the first movie then.
Because this movie is 2.25 hours long and I want it to be over already.
But also, look, he's packing his dad's stuff away, so he's basically going, I need to stop thinking about this. Yeah?
Let it go. Let it go.
which is completely dismantling the whole point of this series.
Let's talk about that Spider-Man costume, though.
That is a nice costume.
Nice costume.
That's a nice coat.
Nice trousers.
It's a nice coat.
It's a nice coat. Just gonna sit here and look at this mask for a bit. It's the eyes.
What is that face?
I don't know what that face is. That's...
It's like
I don't know
creepy
what that
expression,
face is.
Andrew. So the Rhino is a mech.
It's Precedent, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah. But also like, oh wow, so a tank. Like we're going to see Spider-Man fight a tank. That's different. Not seen that before.
Yeah. Are we going to see him fight a tank, though?
I'm sorry, what mother would let their kid stand at the front of that? Oh, God. Aim for the face. Also, think about it. In the first movie, yeah... Oh, sorry, in the first movie. At the start of this movie, I am Alexei Shetiovich, and now I am the Rhino. Oh, for God's sake.
I am the Rhino.
It's sort of depressing that his main gimmick is that he's firing weaponry. Like, it's a Rhino. Even as a mech suit, just charge stuff. And it's also weird because there are photos of him on location on that day. He's in like a sort of stilted rig and he's got like these big grey blocks around him, but they're obviously going to performance capture the suit around him. But he still looks like he's been superimposed into it. Like they've added him in afterwards. Like he's been shot elsewhere, put into the graphic, and then the graphic's been put into the sequence. So strange.
Look! It's Jesus!
I'd love that. Just Jesus Christ rocked up now and fired laser beams out of his mouth. That is a stupid mask. For a weirdly detailed costume, that is a stupid mask.
It looks like the Raimi costume.
It
You
does.
know, this is the sparkly lining.
So strange.
It's thick like icing on the cake.
But there was a version of that as merchandise you could buy for kids. And it's the classic fancy dress Spider-Man thing where they don't bother giving you boots, they always show you in red trainers on the packaging. It's like, just wear red trainers, it's fine.
It's fine. That's what he does in the first Amazing Spider-Man.
That is a nice line. Paul Giamatti being paid lots of money to shout bollocks.
He loves that shit though. He loves fucking around. He was in Shoot 'em Up for Christ's sake. Paul Giamatti don't give a fuck.
What's with the star on the shoulder? I've just noticed that.
I
Big
know.
red star. Now here's a fight sequence I'd like to see.
Oh, I'd love to. This could be a really cool fight
What
sequence. Are you
cool
ready?
way to end the movie. Let's see this
yeah.
fight.
Oh. Motherfucker!
Oh God! But don't worry. Here's a logo. Now, in cinemas, what happens is this weird little sequence.
Where you
And
see
then an
all
X-Men
the
clip.
you see all the weapons. The
David and Goliath, this is bigger than tribe. This is for the warriors. This is for you and I. This is for euphoria. Give me a peace of mind. God is recording this when you're watching the sky.
Don't.
Your neighbour.
Don't, Chris, because you're just going to make me sad.
Kendrick Lamar delivering a terrible verse for a song that doesn't fit. Walk to the valley of peace with bare feet. What?
I can't do this.
This is odd because this kind of works as its own track. Okay, it's just this weird aggressive rap. And then this just doesn't fit. And then
Yeah.
Alicia Keys. Not Alicia Keys. One of the Alicias. I don't know. Hang on, it's going to annoy me.
Alicia Masters.
1 second.
She's the right. She's the Puppet Masters. You've got the soundtrack to this.
I have this. Yeah, Alicia Keys feat Kendrick Lamar. So here's the thing.
You've got the soundtrack.
Do you see that? Here's the thing. When I first saw this movie, I came away feeling kind of, good about it. And then after a couple of days, hated it.
Tonight Alive, The
But
Edge.
I convinced
that's not a
myself...
very good
look.
track.
I convinced myself, actually, I didn't mind the soundtrack, so I bought it. Then I listened to it.
It's not very good, is it?
And after a couple of days, I really hated it.
Yeah.
So, we're seeing Goblin Glider, we're seeing the Rhino armor, we're seeing Doc Ock tentacles,
Yeah.
we're seeing Kraven's, like a version of Kraven's armor for some reason.
Yeah.
Kraven doesn't have armor, vulture wings, but like the lion design on Kraven's chest is in armor, as you'll see in a second. Chameleon mask, that's implying the chameleon.
That's a really strange choice.
Yeah, see Kraven then briefly, Rhino horn. So they're basically going Sinister Six, Sinister Six, Sinister Six, Sinister Six, Sinister Six. Never happened. Do you know why it never happened? Because this was shit.
It didn't do well. It didn't do well at all.
It made way less money than they anticipated, and as we discussed in our podcast recently, a lot of that is down to the fact that the marketing budget for this was equal, if not more, than the budget of the movie. Which is such an odd decision for a Spider-Man movie, because that alone will sell tickets. It's a Spider-Man movie. But I guess they have no faith. Sony makes some odd freaking decisions when it comes to marketing. They make strange decisions.
I can't.
I mean, look at Ghostbusters. Like the reboot, the trailer was the first we ever saw of it beyond some teaser images. It came out 4 months before the movie did, and it was a terrible trailer.
The thingy went. That little flicker is where the thingy went.
Oh god! But
Johnny Marr the guitars for this soundtrack.
Yeah, it was a terrible trailer.
Yeah.
But they were like, that'll get people excited.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Didn't.
This movie, marketed everywhere. It was on bus stops. It was on the side of bloody buses.
There's huge 3-sheet posters on the tube because I was living in London at the time.
Yeah, oh god, yes.
And it was like it was 3 sheets.
You'll have had the triptych, the one of him at the bottom.
So it was Spider-Man at the bottom, and then Electro, Green Goblin, Rhino. Like, you don't need that shit.
But even as a Spidey fan, though, like, not seeing any footage, you go, oh, wow. Oh, cool, we're doing 3 of the villains? Okay, I wonder how that's going to work. It didn't work very well the last time they tried to cram 3 villains into a movie, but...
What Amazing Spider-Man was alright.
Yeah, like, I kind of enjoyed that one, and that had Lizard, and...
Lizard was cool.
Yeah, Lizard was alright. It was a weird, creepy, smiley face.
I wasn't massively keen on the design, but, you know, they went with the concept.
Yeah. This is just a clusterfuck.
It is.
It's dreadful. And the thing is that... Oh, God. It hurt doubly because the bar had been set by Raimi. And then, I think it was quite widely known that the third Spider-Man movie, what sucked was what was forced upon him.
Yeah.
That he had to work with what he was given.
Yeah, definitely.
Amazing Spider-Man was alright.
It was alright.
Okay.
It was okay.
It was very different, but it was alright. So it hurt doubly because we'd seen how good a Spider-Man movie could be twice before.
We had seen that.
But not only that, this was 2014. Marvel was in phase 2 of the MCU.
We'd had Avengers.
Then eventually we had Thor, Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for Christ's sake, they'd done a Thor movie. 2 had come out by this point. 2 Thor movies. And they were good. You'd never expect... Well,
hey!
We went to see Thor in 2011, and we sat down with the mindset of...
Very good.
We're so happy that this exists, but let's wait till we finish watching the movie to see what we think. Because Thor... Back then, I mean, now we're in a time where it's a little bit more, you know, we're more open to these sort of things. Like, we've had talking trees and raccoons and everything, but, like, back then we were like, we enjoy Thor on the page. Is this going to work as a movie? Let's find out. Guess what? It did.
It did. And how? And how? Thor: The Dark World.
It just reminded me of Ted Raimi and It's Big, It's Now. Was it? It's Wow and How.
Thor: The Dark World, less so.
But still, like, you
Still
know...
one of the weaker Marvel movies.
Good blockbuster fare. The story makes sense.
It's fine. I've watched it a couple of times.
It had the draw of seeing Loki again, one of the most popular elements of the Avengers
Tom
movies.
Hiddleston's fucking great in it.
Great Chris Evans cameo, which seems to be the king of weird
He
comedy
loves doing
cameos.
that shit, and don't you tell me he doesn't, because he does.
Patience.
Patience.
So
apparently, there's more of those on the Blu-ray.
Oh yes, please. But it hurt because we were seeing what was happening over at the House of Ideas and the House of Mouse, with characters we never thought would make it as film.
That's all they had
characters.
left.
Yeah, well,
That's
was
all
it.
they had to
were like-
work with.
They went, what have we got? We've got characters that could make up an Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So let's tell the stories of these
Ah,
characters.
Tim Miller worked on this.
And then, oh weird. Oh, visual effects. Yeah, Blur Studio.
Creative
He worked at Blur
supervisor.
Studios. Oh my god.
Ah.
And then went on to shit all over this with Deadpool 2 years later.
Yeah, Deadpool was pretty fucking good.
So, because Blur Studios were mostly a studio that, I don't know if they still do, but like worked on video games and big promos.
Yeah, they did some stuff for Arkham Origins and all that much.
They did the Arkham Origins trailers, the two really freaking good ones. The one with him fighting Deadshot.
Made the game look bad in retrospect.
Yeah, the one with him fighting Deadshot, and the one of Bruce Wayne's face like close up through the ages that ends with him beating up a Black Mask thug, and it's like really beautifully put together. They did some stuff for a Marvel game as well. I can't remember which one. Was it Ultimate Alliance or something?
Maybe.
Like, they did like one of the opening cinematics for one of those games.
Ultimate
Like,
Alliance has got
early-
pretty nice cinematics. The
early
first one's
days.
got really nice cinematics.
God, I want to play them again. But it hurt because it was like, okay, we've seen what Marvel and Disney can do teaming up. Sony are fucking up with Spider-Man so bad.
Mm-hmm. They did
And
with this.
It started the thirst. It made people go, look, die. Die, Doctor. Die. There was a little Anthony Ainley
Die,
floating around
Doctor,
on the Amazing
die.
Spider-Man film going, die, Doctor. Die.
It's me, isn't it?
And eventually he did. Sony gave up and went, oh, okay, to be financially profitable, we've got to get better. To get better, we need to do what the people want. So,
Look.
I'll say this. If this movie didn't exist, we don't get Homecoming.
If you watched this far, thank you
Yeah.
for sticking with us.
Yeah.
I almost didn't make it.
And he was here in the room.
I almost didn't make it through, so I respect you for making it this far, and thank you for sticking with us. Go and watch Spider-Man Homecoming instead.
Or Spider-Man. Or Spider-Man 2. But as Lady Columbia waves us goodbye...
Warning, the copyright proprietor has licensed this program, including, without limitation, it's... I didn't read all of that.
He didn't read all of it, but that's alright. It was still, in that one sentence, more entertaining than the movie.
I need to pee.
I need to
Really
pee too.
badly.
Let's go pee together.
Let's go pee.
Let's go pee together.
I'm sorry.
Goodbye,
Thank you for
everyone.
watching.
Goodbye, spider friends.
Bye.
Time to pee.
It's time to pee.